Hi there, gorgeous, and a very happy money-saving March to you. If you missed my initial announcement, every video coming out the entire month of March is drugstore themed, and I'm also doing 5 videos a week, except for this week. More about that later, but anyway, please subscribe if you would like to be notified of new videos in the future. Today I'm doing a full face using nothing but my fingers. I wanted to do this video to challenge myself, and because I also wanted to see if the makeup application would be better using my fingers, because I haven't used my fingers since I first started getting into makeup, and that was probably when I was 14 years old. And once I discovered brushes and tools later in life, and I haven't really applied anything with my fingers since, except for my concealer, which has been something that I've been doing a lot lately, and I really love how that has been working for me. So I wanted to test it out on the other areas of the face too. Obviously things like eyeliner, mascara, brows, things like that you really can't apply with your fingers. You do need to use the applicator tools they come with. So we're not going to include those as part of this, but every other part of the face, fingers. So we first need an eyeshadow primer, and I always apply my primer with my fingers anyway, so that's nothing new. I'm using the Milani one today. While I'm waiting on that to dry and set, I'm going to apply a facial oil. This is one from e.l.f. that I'm testing out at the moment. Don't ask me how I feel about it yet because I don't know. I'm going to be providing an update in a future drugstore must-haves, must-nots, but for right now, we're just getting a feel for it. I usually apply an eyeshadow base to my eyes before I begin any of my eyeshadow applications, so I'm going to do that today. I'm using the Wet n Wild Creme Brulee single here, and I'm going to apply it like I normally would. I was going to use a cream eyeshadow, but I feel like that's too easy. Let's try it with powders. And I just happened to still have my Around the World palette sitting here from C Color Cosmetics. This is the one I talked about in Friday's video, a dupe for Urban Decay's Born to Run. I'm going to use this eyeshadow right here to start with. I can honestly say I don't think I ever have applied eyeshadow with my finger, at least not a powder eyeshadow. It actually applies quite nicely. It's very smooth, and you can, I got a little mistake there, but we'll clean that up. Now I've heard that if you use your finger to apply eyeshadows that are hard to apply, it can improve the application. I mean, this is a really good eyeshadow all by itself, so I'm not really able to test that theory out, but that's what I've heard a lot of people tell me. This is like finger painting. It's fun. And we're not going to worry about all the mistakes just yet, so hang in there with me. I'm going in with this neutral next, and I'm going to attempt to do a crease color. Oh, okay. Well, let me switch fingers. I'm going to try my pinky finger because it's a little smaller. That actually works really well. It's more difficult, I will tell you that. It's definitely challenging compared to using a brush where you have so much control with a brush. And I mean, you have control with your fingers, but it's a lot harder to control the amount that you're applying, and it's harder to get it to look even. I'm so focused here on my eyeshadow application that I'm not really talking about anything else, but I just wanted to say thank you so much to everyone who has been asking about Gia. Oh my goodness. There wasn't a video yesterday because we had such a challenging weekend. I mean, goodness, it was, I hate when babies are sick, I really do. Okay, it's a lot harder to do this on this eye. I feel like if I were ambidextrous, I'd probably have an easier time of it, but for some reason, my right hand with my left eye is not working so well for me today. So anyway, my husband and I, oh my goodness, we were up at least 8 to 10 times a night. Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night. So by the time Monday came and our sitter came to help us out with the kids so we both could work on Monday, we were so exhausted from the weekend that we literally just slept for most of the day. I hate to say that, but that's really where we were at. We were really, really struggling, and both of us were zombified. And the good news is Gia is on the mend, thankfully. She's doing a lot better. But it wasn't until yesterday that she started to really turn a corner. Okay, this is hard. I am having the roughest time blending that eye, and it's driving me crazy. I want to pick up a brush so badly, but I can't do that. What I can do is I'm going to go in with my blending shade again. I'm going to attempt, this is such a mess. I'm going to attempt to blend out the edges. It's not working. Over here it looks okay. I mean, that looks really good. I have a feeling it has to do with the whole right hand, left hand thing. Let's do that actually. I'm going to attempt, I am not left-handed at all. I'm going to attempt to apply it with my left hand. Maybe I'll have a better result. Maybe I'm one of those people that can't write with my left hand, but I can apply eyeshadow with it. It was a good attempt, I feel like, so let's move on. Went ahead and completed my eyes. I added mascara, eyeliner, and brows, and we're moving on to the face. Beginning with foundation, I'm using the CoverGirl Clean Foundation. I love this stuff. But you know, I usually use a sponge for applying my foundation. This is going to be interesting. I did read somewhere, I don't know where I was reading this, but they said to apply your foundation with your fingers, you want to start from the middle of the face, like this, and then blend it out. So we're going to do that. And I also read something about tapping it in will make it look more skin-like. And I'm sure there's something to the warmth of your fingers helping make the product melt into your skin better also. I mean, it makes sense. It's just, this is harder than I thought it would be, honestly. When you haven't done it in so long. Blending in real nicely. Oh my gosh, I forgot. How am I gonna do the powder? That's gonna be interesting. See, cream products, liquids, they make it really easy to use your fingers, but when it comes to powders, it's a little bit more challenging. Okay, I feel like I have it blended in pretty well up to this point. I'm going to go ahead and apply my concealer. I'm using the e.l.f. Camo 16-Hour Concealer. I love this stuff. I figured out you really only need to use a very small amount of it though, because it's such a pigmented concealer. And if you apply too much, then it can end up looking rather cakey under the eyes. That's been my experience with it, but I love, love, love using a small amount. It gives such beautiful coverage and it lasts for so long on the skin. I'm using a cream contour here. This is the little palette that I picked up from Forever 21 when I made the video reviewing that makeup last week. Taking a little bit of this shade, and this is such a pigmented product that a little bit goes a long way. I mean, you can see what I mean. I have the smallest amount on my finger right there, and I have oh gosh, how am I gonna blend this out? Oh, you know what, I'm wiping my fingers very similarly to how I would wipe a brush in between the applications to try and get excess product off so I can go back and blend. This is not looking right though. Using an even smaller amount on this side because I applied way too much on the other side. I'm going to try to correct it with some foundation, but going back and blending a smaller amount over here. This stuff blends so beautifully too. This is such a great product. I mean, you wouldn't think that something that was $4 at Forever 21 would perform this well, but I've been so impressed by it each time I use it. And I'm going back with a little bit of my foundation and applying it over here to blend some of that away. Sometimes too, after I do cream contour like this, if I apply too much of it, I'll rely on my powder afterwards to go back and blend it a little better. I don't know how that's gonna work today with fingers. So I'm taking a blush. This is a cream blush from L'Oreal. This is their shaping stick in the shade Sexy Flush, and I love this color. It's simply gorgeous on my skin tone. I'm going to apply that on the cheeks, and I usually would apply this with my fingers, so this is not foreign to me. Oh, hot mess, hot mess. Okay, we are going to attempt to apply a powder. I don't know how this is going to go. Using the Catrice Prime and Fine. Although, you know what? Maybe I should go with a translucent powder. That might make things a little easier. Let's do that. Let's go with the Coty Airspun translucent powder. I can't win today. I literally just dumped it all over my makeup table. Maybe if I tap it in, that'll help. I don't know. There's a reason why they made powder brushes, and I'm starting to understand it better now. See, this is where your fingers kind of work against you because they're not neutral in the sense where they're not dry enough for you to be able to apply powder, because it's sticking to my fingers. It's almost making them moist. They're picking up some of the foundation, and then when it's putting the powder on my skin, it's making it cakey and uneven. And I'm trying to think like a powder puff. What would a powder puff do? Well, that's as good as it's gonna get. This was an interesting test. It really was. And I learned a lot. I really feel like cream products are much better for applying with your fingers than powder products, obviously. And you can see how much I struggled with the eyeshadow. I mean, blending is, it's a whole other animal to try and blend powder on your eyes compared to cream. But I wanted to try it out because I like the challenge of things like that. And the cream products on the face, I do feel like the foundation looked so beautiful on the skin with my fingers. And that may be an application method that I try in the future, the same way that I've been doing my concealer. I did really like the way that that looked. Didn't really care for how the cream contour went on. I would more than likely go for a brush in the future, honestly. I did like the cream blush, no problems there. I definitely did not like the powder. I felt like it made my face look even cakier, and it's because it was so hard to deposit it evenly with your fingers, because you get so much packed onto your fingers and then it builds up in some areas more so than others. And yeah, but I like to challenge myself and I like to learn new things, and I feel like I learned a lot of new things today by doing this process. I will not apply my eyeshadow again with my fingers. I love my brushes, but I really did like how the foundation looked. So there you go. I challenge you to try applying some of your makeup products with your fingers and just see if you like the effect better. You never know what you might discover. So thank you so much for taking the time to watch. I look forward to seeing you again next time.
Hi.
I have a visitor.
Mama.
Hey, Mama. Mama, can you say bye? Say bye-bye. Please subscribe, like, share with your friends. We'll see you next time.